to Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie and I'm here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today's tip, we're going to talk a little bit about a word that you may have heard tossed around when people are talking about painting, but maybe kind of didn't exactly understand what they were talking about. And that word is charging. Charging means mixing color on the surface instead of mixing it on the palette and then transferring it to the surface. So today I got a little bitty demo. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean so that you can practice this as well. So what we have is we have a Kilimanjaro 140-pound cold press bright white block. I'm also using a Princeton Neptune size 6 brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to pre-wet the surface. I'm actually getting a bunch of water with my brush, and we're going to wet this surface, kind of like prime it with a field of water to kind of activate the surface, get the cotton fibers to wake up a little bit. So we've got just a little bit of water here to kind of activate everything once the color comes in contact with the paper here. So now we're going to go back and get some more water, and I'm actually going to grab a little bit of Carr yellow. I've kind of fallen in love with this color lately. It's like super intense and it's majorly bright, but kind of perfect for what we're talking about here. So I'm going to just put this color into this wet wash and let it move around. Grab some more water and some more color because I really want to charge this up with some intensity. And we're just gonna let the color go and do what it wants to do. And because we already have this already pre-moistened area with lots of water, this color is going to move around a good bit, and we're going to rinse out our brush a little bit, go back, and we're going to grab some indigo with our brush. Love indigo, it is great. And then I'm going to float this into the existing wash of Carr yellow that's already there. And you're going to see some interesting things happen. I'm going to grab a little bit more color, put it in there. And what's going to happen here is the green and the yellow are going to work together. I mean, the blue and the yellow are going to work together. The indigo and the Carr yellow are working together, and you get a whole bunch of really interesting tonalities, different values and mixtures that are happening without you having much to do with it at all. Now we can use the brush, grab some more water, and you've already got color infused in this brush head, and we can just blend and do all kinds of different stuff. And so there's a whole bunch of color activation that's happening here on the surface that we really have had little or nothing to do with. And this is because of the technique of charging that we're talking about. Everything's just kind of livening up all by itself. Now I'm going to grab some Quinn Fuchsia with my moistened brush. We grab some water, and then we're going to take some fuchsia and put that into the same wash and have it mix with the Carr yellow in another area. And you'll see that there's a whole other library of tones and different things that are happening that we don't absolutely have control of, and that's kind of nice. And so I'm going to take a little bit more water that we're going to grab here and just kind of float the water into this wash and into these puddles of color and just see what happens. Let it be whatever it's going to be. And because of this charging technique, there's a whole lot of subtlety, a whole lot of nuance that happens. It's kind of happy little accidents, things that you don't absolutely have total control over, which is the exact opposite of like a dry brush technique where you're carefully applying color onto a dry surface to kind of maintain the edges and the flow and stuff. This is the exact opposite. So hopefully this was helpful to you. You got a feel for how charging works, and hope that this was useful and that you enjoy.